Hello, welcome back to Podcation. It is 12:43 a.m. here in the States, and I couldn't fall asleep, so instead I'm making a podcast. I have no motivation to do it. This won't be a very long one, but hey, I'm here talking into a microphone, and I feel like a goofball. So lately, with like the music and writing it, it's been we've had some setbacks. I uploaded the song today actually, or technically yesterday. You ever that kid at the sleepover who's always like, "Oh, do you remember that funny thing you did yesterday?" Like referring to something like 5 minutes ago, because it's like 12:04 or whatever. Yeah. So I released a song and it's fun. It's like a cool bop. I had Matthew Seckler come in to the guitar, which is really fun. He's super professional and like just nice. We talked a little music, talked a little recording, philosophy. I guess it was really like a great experience. Which is cool because I'm like doing this faux professionalism with like my MacBook recording on GarageBand. I mean, it's a wonderful laptop, but like I am just out here like doing my best to make things sound cool and give people an air of being part of a project bigger than, summer 2019. But yeah, I had setbacks in the song because I would play it and it just wasn't working. And it's got like a cool rhythm to it that I take from like disco. It's like a 2, 3, 4, dun, 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 like that kind of thing. Like dun, bun, bun, is like in all disco ever, I feel. Any like disco from the 80s, like you'll hear that rhythm. It's nice. But I guess part of the issue comes in that I'm not the greatest musician, and I'm not just saying that to be like trendy, pathetic, like, oh, I'm not good at anything. Like no, I have limitations when it comes to music that I am more than aware of. My rhythm's often like sloppy. It's stuff I work on. I'm more of like, I got the composing side pretty tight. Like, my theory is all good, and like my sense of putting music together, I think is better than my sense of playing that music on instruments and making it sound good. Like I'm a pretty good bassist. I'm a passable guitarist. I'm a bad drummer, and I'm a decently equipped pianist, I would say, for certain genres. It's hard to like really say how good of an anything you are, especially like comparing instruments to another. Like I would never compare like ukulele playing skills to like piano playing skills, just because like there's just so much different things you would need to master to be like really good at either, And I don't know, maybe that's just me. I feel like everyone learns instruments differently and thinks about it differently, so it's kind of silly to try to standardized quality. Point of the story, I recorded Shoebox Mementos probably 3 different times, like spending like upwards of 4 or 5 hours on each one before I would give up and spend another 5-10 hours on the same track trying to get it to sound good and all that, or same song project. But on the bright side, we have let's see, I have a notepad file that says let's make an effing album, but it's not effing. I'm gonna try to keep it clean. And it's like Vice Royalty Staycation, and it's got like all the songs, all the things that need to be done, and like what I need to do. And I had a schedule, and I was super on that schedule, but I only set it out for the next like 7 days, and then I just worked on music for like 10 hours all of those days, which was really nice and just a bucket of fun. And then I realized it was probably going to kill me, and I was just too lazy to continue the schedule. But I have been productive. I've just been also prioritizing not, dying from doing too much work. Not that it's really work, but I'm just trying to get as much done until I am don't have the time to do it because of work or school starting or whatever. But there's 6 songs I would say are done, like quote unquote done, because obviously I listened to the beginning and they go, ooh, it's not good anymore. And then so there's 4 more to record, and of those 4, there's one song that's almost done. I'm just gonna redo some vocals, and I like had an epiphany. It's like, oh, that's what's gonna make this summertime track good, is if I do like a rhythm thing to it, where like I make a whole track that's like sounds really cool and is like those YouTube videos where people clip together like ordinary things, you hit them and you make a cool rhythm pattern out of it. It's gonna be like that kind of idea. And like when I had that idea, I was like, of course, Clay, why didn't you think of that sooner? But that's pretty exciting. And then there's another song that I'd written not a while back, but just earlier this year, called Elms of the Mind. Close friends of mine might recognize it. And I was having trouble figuring out drums for it because I thought it needed like really intense drums, and I was gonna pull in a couple different drummers to play on it until I was like, wait, no, like let's take a step back here, think about what I had in mind when I originally wrote it a couple months ago, which was like I just broke things down and made things simpler. It was like, it's kind of like a back to roots song. Like the chorus is just F and C, if that means anything to you. Like it is bare bones. But I kind of realized sitting in my bathtub one night after a shower, just like zoning out and just singing the words because like the acoustics were nice. I looked like an insane person, but I had this realization that it needed to be something a lot more heart than I had been allowing it to be. I was letting it be a song that I sang with like a weird voice, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? But that got better. And then there's like a couple tracks that are gonna be a little hard because we haven't properly started them. I mean, like they're written songs, and one of them will be easy, but one of them I'm not. We have dragged our feet on getting into production, mostly because it's gonna be a thing that I would really prefer having both Joseph and Brenna there, but that's hard to consolidate with their work schedules and all of that. I might just have to buck up and say, Clay, you're gonna have to do it separate from one another until you can get them in individually, which is not preferable, but and then so there's 2 songs I ended up cutting just for like outstanding circumstances, and just because they honestly weren't sounding good anyways. There's certain styles of songwriting that I am, just not there yet as a recording professional, and I had to say, if I want this to sound good, I'm gonna have to make some cuts, and then just other circumstances. So what that did allow for is this fantastic opportunity to sit down and write 2 songs in about 5 hours, and they're good songs. Like I really like them. I think one of them is like needs some work on the lyrics. Because Ryan has a little derivative of a lot of the other tracks, but that's still like, I can make that happen. And then the other song is like a disco piece that Joey came up to me with, and it's got like this bump and bass line that just it really goes. It just goes. And it's actually pushing my limits as a bassist. If you hear it and you're a bassist, you're gonna like probably laugh at that because again, my musicianship is not at the highest level, but like it's been something like, oh, let's learn how to do fast 16th notes and like strings and stuff. It's been fun. Fun story about that specifically. So I played this bass line for probably like 3.5 hours yesterday. I just realized that since the gain is up so high, you can definitely hear all my mouth noises, like the little clicking of the tongue and swallowing spit. That's not appetizing for any kind of podcast. So I just turned the gain down. I'm gonna hope that cleans that up a bit. But yeah, I found a better way to play, or I was finding a better way to play relaxed, as opposed to just trying to bump out the notes and do the speed, you know what I'm saying? Funny thing, Bryce Hayes pointed out that I had actually already noted, and was like a little embarrassed to realize, is I say, after like any complete thought. It's in my place of like a period, because I'll say something. I guess I'm very used to attempting to justify myself, especially with Staycation with the band and all that, because I talk a lot to my friends about my plans and what I'm doing, and attempts to like, I hope it makes sense is what I go in thinking. So I affirm that constantly by saying, you know, which is, it's silly. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but I would like to stop doing it because it makes me look a little foolish. But yeah, the disco tune's super cool. Very excited. One of the tunes has got like 80s drums, which came kind of out of nowhere. I took like pans and pots from my kitchen and hit them with a drumstick, and then put like big reverb and big like noise gate, so it makes like that sound. I'm sure you all seen like the Vox video where it's like, this one recording mishap shaped 80s drums, and it's like, all right. I mean, it is a cool video, and it's, supposedly true story, and then I did end up using its effect. So who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Released a new video recently, where it was just me trying to be funny, which is fun. Taylor King is such a pleasure. It's great to have someone that makes you feel funny. So there you go. Shout out Taylor King. But like I'm really working hard to kind of get this brandcation stuff out of here. I'm hoping the podcast is the more down to earth version of what you'll see, because I made another video tonight where it's like, I don't know, 14 seconds, and it's a little goofy funny joke that I made, and I'll put it on the channel in a couple days, because why not? Like, farming content. But like the hope is the podcast is for anyone interested, is Clay okay? Is this a cry for help? Is there a real person behind these funny joke videos and these cool, clever music videos? The answer is no. Speaking of music videos, there's a couple things happening with that. So Alex Carson recorded not a bunch, like an hour's worth of footage at Target with and Gringos for a music video for Drive, which has been great because Drive's been getting a lot of love via Spotify. And I'm wanting to put the music video out, but I wasn't happy with that at first because we just didn't have enough footage. Obviously, Alex's editing and filming was superb. He was also very fun to work with. That was just so much fun. Making a music video is like, I like was just watching one day, and I was like, I really want to do that. So then I got the people I need to get together to do it. And like anyone out there like with a band that's listening, or anyone in general, if you've ever like thought to yourself, I want to make a music video, you should do it, because it's so much fun. Like just getting like goofy footage of stuff that you think would be good to put with music. It makes a lot of sense. I can't really listen to a song if I know it's a music video and not think of the music video. Like, it's when you make that connection, if you can make a strong enough connection that like is inseparable from the music, then to me you've done a really good job. And it's just so much fun. It's the kind of thing you definitely smile while you do. And then I have another music video, another like one of those one-shot vids, like how Crawback and Comfort in the Rain are, except it's all single take from 3 different angles, and it cuts between those 3 as action happens, and it all takes place at a nearby local lake is the idea, like Lake Underhill, which would be cool if I could pull it off. But we'll see. We will see. And yeah, so I guess that's the state of Staycation at this point in time, from the perspective of someone who needs to go to bed. And that's really all I have for you. Thanks for listening. I hope you're enjoying the Staycation brand content. Brandcation. Also, the album's pronounced Viceroyalty, not Viceroyality. I pronounced it like that because I wanted the syllables to fit what I felt that like pre-chorus bit should sound, or I guess it's the chorus. Yeah, how I felt it should sound. Quoting Crawback there, and if it's good enough for Shakespeare, well, with like Christian or any other elided or like stressed and unstressed syllables, whatever you have, then it's definitely good enough for me and my summertime band. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for watching. I mean, listening.